Yeah, guys, I just want to say, man, I'm so happy. I was so grateful today doing the weekend program. Very blessed, very lucky to have um, to work with lovely people. We had such a great day today, so much progress, and we got tomorrow is the final day. So a bit of reflection on a lot of the things that I've learned from teaching so many clients and just of recent, learning through my own experiences. And honestly, guys, it's such a shame that some of you couldn't make the weekend program because honestly, you guys would have loved it. We were saying to the group today that there's three of us, myself and two other students, and we were both all agreeing that it's just life changing, And I'm not just saying it's life changing because it's my it's a program that I run and that I sell, but it really is, a group of guys coming together and supporting one another and being honest and helping each other to be confident in life and to deal with your issues and your anxieties in all aspects of life, and just being able to have a conversation where no one's judged, everybody's got a safe space and everyone can express and just have great connections. It's just as simple as it sounds. It really does change your life if you keep doing these things, and it's so good for mental health. It really is. We often hear these things and we get immune to hearing them, and sometimes we hear them and we're like, yeah, yeah, I've heard it all before. Yeah, it's positive, but until you experience it, you don't really value it. So I would say this, right? Obviously, not everyone can do my weekend program, right? Well, number one is because I only take 4 students per program, right? And there's thousands of people on this platform, which is great. And some people haven't got the money, and I understand that, right? But that's why you've got all the free material. What I would say is anyone out there you can recreate a very similar situation that I create on my program, where get a group of people together or go to a group, a men's group or a mixed group, even better if it's men and women, and get around people that are positive and they want to grow, they want to improve, and you can trust them and connect with them. It will change your life. So that's already some of the lessons that you're getting. Now, don't panic, because those of you that couldn't make this program this weekend and the one before, I've got another date. I'm going to be doing at least one a month, but the next date's in April. I want to give you guys a lot of notice so you've got time. So the next weekend program, it's April the 1st and the 2nd. So if any of you are interested in coming on and you want to have a whole weekend of building confidence, learning how to speak to people, actually speaking to people in real life amongst a group, and we practice talking to people in public, it's life changing. If you want more information on price, booking, dates, availability, send me an email ASAP, because the spaces do fill out. So I'll leave my email here. But like I said, I always do it. Those that can't make the program, I do the best I can to share with you on the channel tips that work on the program, things I teach, things I learn. And what I said to the guys today was, look, yes, I'm the coach, I'm the teacher, and you're coming to learn from me. That's what you're paying me for. But it's a team effort. When I do the weekend programs, we work in a team, and that's why it's such a transformational experience. And I was saying to the guys that I've met quite a few people on this journey, some really good friends and clients, and I won't mention names because some people, they don't want their name mentioned. But a client in particular, a friend that I'm good friends with, got quite a few friends from America that have worked with me and traveled over to London, done programs. A particular client was great to be around and great to coach and to learn from because of his openness. And one of the reasons why he was like that, because he said to me that he'd done a lot of therapy He went to a lot of groups, like self-discovery groups, groups on addiction, personal growth, and you can see the difference. You can see the difference of someone who has worked on themselves and has done different courses and programs, or men's groups or mixed groups of men and women. So there's a lot of value in that. And I think a lot of people today, they don't understand the value of it because maybe they're not aware of it. Maybe they've never tried it. They've never done it. So I keep saying to you guys, one of the best ways to build confidence and overcome social anxiety or reduce it is go to meetup groups. There's so many courses. If you go online, you've got the programs that I run. There's all these different courses now that are out there, but you've got to make the effort, and they do change your life. And I know because I've been on some of these courses um, in my personal life, and they've really helped me because I'm someone that likes growing. I like learning from other people. So, that's one of the major things that I've noticed lately. The value and the confidence is just unbelievable. So that's really great. All right, Tim. Well, there's nothing wrong with being nice, but I think there's a stereotype of a nice guy, and that stereotype isn't positive because generally, if we're looking at that stereotype, it's actually a guy who's not honest in relationships. So really, effectively, it's not nice. But yes, of course, it's good to be nice. But there's being nice and being sincere with people and not being manipulative, not having a hidden agenda. That's being nice and being a good person. But there's the negative connotation, which is commonly known, where lots of women won't date this stereotype of nice guys, and you can't blame them because they're not being truthful. So I think that's what it means, Tim, online, and maybe that's what you're confused about. Because it's like saying, it's like, look, example, it's like someone saying, you shouldn't be friendly to strangers because you don't know them, they might harm you. It's like, okay, it's like, well, there's some truth in that, but that can be taken out of context because there are lots of people that are friendly, and to begin with, they're a stranger. And if you don't give them a chance, how are you going to make friends? But you have to obviously have intelligence to be able to kind of know the difference between the two. So sometimes the negative generalization of a nice guy is someone who is excessively people pleasing, which isn't sincere. So if I was just complimenting someone, but I didn't really mean it, and I was only saying it for the wrong reasons, then it wouldn't be very nice, would it? If I said to someone, "You look really good. I really like your fashion," but I didn't mean it, it's not really nice, is it? It's not honest. But at the same time, it wouldn't be nice if you said to someone, "I think your fashion's horrible. You look terrible." That would be nasty. So it's a balance of being nice but being sincere, and sometimes these things can get lost in translation. People get confused, and then they take it out of context. So of course, it's good to be nice. I mean, if you go through life and you're nasty to people, no one's going to like you. You're not going to make any friends. It's not going to last long. People won't respect you. So it is good to be nice, but it's good to also have you know boundaries and be able to say no to people. Because let's say, I'll give you an example if it can explain this. I get lots of people messaging me asking me for stuff, and I have to say no. If I said yes to every person, I wouldn't have a life. I'd be mentally unwell. I couldn't live my life. So sometimes you got to say no. You can't say yes to everybody. So I hope that kind of explains some of it, but it can get confusing, this, but yeah. So what I'm going to do today is, um, I'm processing the things that the students got a lot of value out from the program, what I'm learning, and I'm going to share them. I've been doing quite a lot of notes. Um, you guys can put your questions in as I'm doing this. It's good to do some reflection. Yes, yeah. Okay, so yeah, I'm just looking at my phone so I can. So the title of this live stream is brilliant. I like it. So, how to stop being socially awkward, beat social anxiety, and build unshakable confidence, which anyone can do, right? Okay, so first of all, we're going to start off with the whole socially awkward thing. I mean, I couldn't give you a number. The amount of clients that I've coached over the years on paid programs, and also people that I've helped on the free platforms, the YouTube channel, the meetups I've done a lot of free talks, as some of you know, newsletters, articles. The amount of people that have approached me on email, phone call, or on a consultation and said to me, John, I'm really socially awkward in social situations. It's really affecting my life. I'm very ashamed, very embarrassed. I really struggle to make friends. I struggle to build connections. I struggle to go out of the house. I struggle around family, in all aspects of life, at work. What can I do to fix this problem? First of all, I've been writing about this lately because it's helping me to explain and teach this. Let me, if I can find this. Otherwise, I just can explain it off the top of my head. Right. Okay. We'll start off with goal setting. So to begin with, what anybody needs, anybody that's socially awkward, that is sick and tired and they're desperate to change it, in order to make that possible and make that happen, they need a goal to begin with. Now, I don't think it's enough. I'm confident in all the years of my experience, being that I've been coaching now for almost 11 years. I know it, I still look young, right? You guys are probably surprised thinking, 11 years. How comes he looks so young? Maybe I tell myself that, right? But I've been coaching for almost 11 years, and during that time, I've learned a lot about people. I've learned a lot about confidence, about anxiety, and I've learned a lot about what doesn't work, what works, why it works, and why it doesn't work. One of the things I've observed through coaching so many people is, now I'm not going to say this is true for every single person, but it's quite accurate. Anytime someone doesn't have a really important goal, they're not motivated to go out and face their social anxiety. They won't stick at it. And I said that today. We all agreed on that on the program. People will not be invested. Reason being, because it's difficult. It's hard. It's very, very hard at the start. It was hard for me, really hard for me when I first started out, because I was so good as well, and I was nervous and shy, and I was embarrassed and I was ashamed at the fact that I struggled with these issues, and I found it very, very hard to relax and speak without panicking and stuttering. Um, Especially new people, especially first dates, and especially job interviews, and especially public speaking. So I understand. So when you've got a goal that is so important to you, it means everything to you. What it does is it forces you to go out and take action and do the work that's required to overcome being socially awkward and build unshakable confidence. Now, obviously, I can't tell you guys and I can't give you the goal because it's not my goal. It's got to be your goal. It has to be right for you, and everyone's goals are different. I can give you examples to make things clearer for you of the goals that I achieved and the goals of my clients. So maybe you guys can help me to help you even more today, and you can let me know in the box below, what is your goal? I know it's an obvious question, but why do you want to overcome social anxiety? Why do you want to stop being awkward? And if you can answer that question, I can help you more. If you can't answer that question right now, then we're going to need a little bit more time. It's going to be harder because you're not clear, and then you've got no direction. So I'll start off by telling you my story quickly, and until you guys can tell me and some clients. So the reason why I wanted to overcome my social anxiety, because I desperately, when I was younger, I desperately wanted to get a girlfriend and fall in love. and experience, a real relationship. I desperately wanted that when I was in my early 20s. That meant everything to me. It really did. So that was one of my first goals. My second goal was I desperately wanted to um, make a living and do a job that I enjoyed, which challenged me, made me feel good about myself. I wanted to earn money, more money than minimum wage, and I wanted to do a job that I loved. That was my second goal and reason for wanting to get over social anxiety and social awkwardness. My third goal was I desperately wanted to build confidence. I hated not being confident because I'd seen other people growing up that were confident, and I saw how amazing they were, and I wanted to have that confidence, and I wanted to be able to do the things I wanted to do. So I knew if I want to get a girlfriend, if I want to earn more money and do a job that I love, if I want to be confident and go out and go to the boxing gym and meet new people and travel to other countries and come outside of London and do public speaking and go to meet-up groups and feel comfortable in public, I have to achieve these goals. So those goals made me get to a point where I didn't care anymore if I got awkward in front of people. Like, I would rather it not happen, but I didn't care because I was so determined to overcome it. And that's what motivated me beyond my fears, my insecurities, my shame, my trauma, my pain, and what other people thought about me. And that helped me to build unshakable confidence. So it works. That's why goals are so important. And that's why I teach goal setting in all my coaching programs, because without goals, it's close to impossible to overcome this problem. It really is. I believe most things are possible, but generally, from my experience, anytime I've spoke to someone or they've inquired about coaching or I've coached people and they've been reluctant and they don't want to set a goal and they don't have a goal, they don't make enough progress, unfortunately. They tend to just get stuck and stay where they are. So it's important to have a goal, and even if it's one goal, and even if you think your goal is silly in other people's minds, it doesn't matter what others think. It's about what's important to you. And obviously, goals can change over time. So basically, you need a motivation to get outside of your comfort zone and socialize in these situations and work through the anxiety. Otherwise, you're not going to do it. You're certainly not going to do it on your own, which is why having a coach and a mentor and doing a weekend program or a 6 week program with me or a year program is life changing. So that's really important. Now, sorry guys, I need the toilet. I'll be back, right? Give me a second because I can't sit here and this. Hold on. Give me time. Give you guys a chance to ask questions. Okay. All right. We're back. Hold on a second. Okay, so I've gone over the motivation bit, right? I'm kind of taking you guys through, this is very similar, pretty much similar to what I do on my coaching in person. So the next bit, which is so important, and personally, it changed my life. It gave me unshakable confidence, and I've been able to give it to my clients. So a lot of people who are socially awkward, this is what happens to them. So obviously, at some point, they've got to socialize, and they go into a social situation. Let's say it's at a family gathering, or it could be in a supermarket when they're speaking to someone, or wherever situation it may be. They go into a situation, they start talking, or someone starts talking to them, and all of a sudden they get triggered. They experience anxiety and they get awkward. They freeze. They can't respond, or they can't hold eye contact, or they go red, or they just feel they start stuttering. Now, when they come away from that situation, they feel humiliated, they feel embarrassed, and they feel a sense of deep shame, and they feel defeated, and they feel like they're going to be judged, and all the other things that come with it. What's so important if you want to get past this is you have to pick yourself back up, and you have to see it for what it is. On the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. No one cares. Everyone forgets over time. No one's going to remember that you got awkward or nervous. People are thinking about their responsibilities in their life. It's you. It's what we do to ourselves with our own mind and our own negative thinking, and thinking too much self-doubt and being negative. So you've really got to take the positives from it. And the positives are, there's always positives. I get my clients to do this in all coaching sessions. The positives that I like to use and I give my clients is you can work on getting better next time. So basically, it's simple. If you get socially awkward in a situation, instead of beating yourself up for the rest of the night and losing sleep or feeling depressed, take positives from it. Like Les Brown says, your fairway to success. The next time you're in a situation, work on doing a little bit better, control your nerves a bit more. Don't be hard on yourself. Use it as motivation. The worst thing to do, and I'm passionate about this one area I'm going to explain. The worst thing people do is they go into a social situation, they get awkward, it affects them, they get down, they get depressed, they feel disappointed with themselves, and they stop socializing, or they start isolating themselves away from people. That's the worst thing to do. Honestly, that is the last thing you want to do. That will only reinforce, the feeling that I'm not good enough, that something wrong with me. And it's not true. You are good enough. And there's nothing really wrong with you. It's just that you have some anxiety. You're a bit awkward or nervous. You can overcome it. So you have to pick yourself up. And I've told this story before and I never get bored of it. This realization happened to me many years ago. When I first started teaching, I started teaching one-on-one, which I loved. But I actually did a public talk. I hired a place out, a venue. This is over 10 years ago. And there was about 30 or 40 people that came. And bearing in mind, this is the first time that I was doing a public talk, since school. That's years ago. At school, it's a bit different, right? And so I got awkward. I got nervous because of inexperience, being overwhelmed and being human. And I was so awkward, and I felt the way that I just described earlier, embarrassed, ashamed. Oh, they're going to judge me. Oh, I'm not good enough. Or I'm not cut out for this. I must quit. But I didn't quit. I knew in my heart that intuitively, I knew that the only way that I'm going to overcome this social anxiety and this getting awkward in a public setting, giving a public speeches, I'm only going to overcome this by doing it again, going for it again, and trying again as many times as it takes to get there. And that's what I did. Now, most people, I'm assuming, if they was in my situation many years ago, they might have quit. They might have felt so humiliated. They might have taken that so personally that that they would never go out and give a public talk. And I knew that if I did that, I would never move forward, and I would have no business to be able to coach other people. So I couldn't quit, not just for the sake of me, but my passion to help other people. And I didn't quit. And that's how I built unshakable confidence. I built unshakable confidence not by being perfect, not by not making mistakes, not by not getting socially awkward, but by getting awkward thousands of times, but not quitting, getting more determined, believing in myself, looking at positives, getting back out there, talking to people, going to job interviews, going to meet up groups, making YouTube videos, until eventually person I am now. And I don't say this, I don't mean to be big-headed. I don't mean this to any of you personally. This is my self-confidence, and I'm a humble person from where I come from, being put down and bullied and made to feel, I wasn't worth anything. That's why I'm such a good speaker, because I always knew as a kid that God gave me a gift to speak, that I was born to speak, educate, inspire, and motivate people. But because of my insecurities and my anxiety and being socially awkward, for 15 years, I couldn't get past it because I didn't know how to get past it. So I got past it by facing it and thinking differently about me getting awkward. So I started to reward myself and say, well done, Jonathan. You had the courage to go out on stage. You got nervous and awkward, but you tried. That's better than doing nothing. It's better than sitting on your ass at home and hiding and not trying. And that started to change the way that I felt about myself and the way that I thought. So eventually, my first public talk was nerve-wracking. I was awkward. The second one, I was awkward. I believe the third one, I was a little bit better, but still awkward. Still wasn't sure of myself. Still wasn't fully confident. By the 10th public talk, I was fantastic. I always remember this. I remember my brother coming to my talk and he couldn't believe it. He was shocked. He was shocked. And I asked him, well, what's wrong? Did I do something wrong? Or was it not good? Did it not help the guys? And he said, I can't believe it was amazing. You're so confident. People loved it. So that explains how you overcome being socially awkward. But the challenges that I have as a teacher and on all the platforms is lots of people have a hard time accepting what I've just been saying for the last 20 minutes. Generally, people don't want to go through being uncomfortable and awkward and nervous around other people for a temporary period of time in order to gain that unshakable self-confidence where you become socially confident or socially congruent and you're not awkward no more, or you're less awkward. Lots of people don't want to go through it. I'm doing the best I can to change people's mindsets by sharing my story again and again, sharing the testimonies of clients that I coach every week. I see this every week. That's why I have so much confidence in what I teach, because I see it working for my clients every week and they tell me. And I get returning clients coming back to me. I'm fortunate, a great guy who took the weekend program this weekend, lovely guy. He did my program years ago. And he come back because he remembered the value that he got. And he said it changed my life years ago. Now he wants to, keep improving. So the great thing is anyone can do it. And it's hard for a lot of people in their current mindset, because they go online and they see someone like me speaking, or they see Anthony Robbins, or they look at successful people that are very good speakers that are not awkward anymore, and they're confident and they speak well and they don't run out of things to say. And they can't imagine themselves becoming like that. And I'm saying 100%, if you work hard and you put into practice the things I'm teaching you, and I've been saying for years on this channel, you can become as confident as they are. Muhammad Ali said he hated his training, but he pushed through. And the thought he kept in his head was, suffer now and love the rest of your life as champion. That statement could almost make me cry. I'm not going to cry right now on the stream, guys, right? Don't worry, there's no shaming crying either. But what can you say? Ali's the greatest, one of the greatest, great human being. Definitely inspired me. And I love it. I don't need to add anything more to that, right? That doesn't need to add, we don't need to season it. It already is brilliant. Ali said it, Ali's a smart person. We can take that metaphor, which you did, Brent, appreciate it, and we can apply Muhammad Ali's philosophy in any area of life. Let's apply it to social anxiety. So exactly the same as you said with social anxiety, what we're talking about today, with overcoming social awkwardness. it's okay to hate the feelings. I get it, right? Even though it's not, I don't like to use that word all the time, but yeah, let's use it. But if you know that you're going to suffer now in social situations, but the rest of your life you're going to be socially confident, you're going to do it. So speaks volumes. I've said this before, I'm going to say it again. People can make whatever they want, but I know what I'm saying is sincere. I know it's true. Obviously, you guys know that I coach so many different people, right? And they're in different places. Some clients I work with have more social anxiety than others. Some are really socially anxious, really awkward to begin with, and nervous, even talking to me. And some are on the surface don't seem to have any anxiety. Of course, they have anxieties, but maybe not to a degree of some clients. I've said it before, it's not a competition. The clients who are generally the most socially awkward that I've worked with, they tend to make the biggest transformation. They tend to grow the most. And if you guys are asking, why is that? And it's because they want it so bad. They've suffered so much. And as one of my clients said, when I asked him because I was just amazed at how committed he was, because he's done he did my 6-week program. We completed that. I didn't know we were going to do more coaching together, right? He got a lot out of it. Then he did several more. And then he signed up to my 1-year program. We're still working together. And now he started his own business. He's helping other people with social anxiety. He's amazing. And I asked him, I said, you're so committed. How are you like this? He shows up to every session that we do. He goes to the gym. He does public speaking. He does improvisation. He works on himself, studied at university, got a degree, started his own business through my coaching. And he said to me, Jonathan, I can't go back to the way that I was. He goes, it's too painful. He goes, I cannot go back to the old me that just couldn't speak to people and used to sit at the back of the classroom at uni and just isolate myself and be so awkward. He goes, I can't go back to that. And that says it all, really, and that's the reason why, I guess for me, I try and help anyone I can, but I have got a bit of a soft spot for guys that are really anxious and awkward, because I used to be like that and I can relate to it. But on a positive note, I know how far you can come. And as I said earlier, many of the people that you see online that are confident, not just coaches, even someone like Chuck Norris, they were socially awkward when they were younger. They were anxious the same way some of you are. And they overcome it. And that's how they become so confident, because they used it as motivation. They didn't allow social anxiety or social awkwardness, whatever you want to call it. They didn't allow that to become their identity. They didn't let that label blackmail them, bully them, shame them, and keep into unshakable confidence. Yeah, of course I did. Of course I said that. I've been saying that throughout this talk, Tim. Of course I had shame, and I overcome it by doing the things I just said, by facing the fear, by going out, Tim, and doing public speaking, teaching, coaching, facing fear continuously. That's how I overcame it. I'm trying to work on being more patient at the moment, guys, right? Apologies, I'm only human because I put a lot of energy, and sometimes, people will ask me questions and I've already answered it like 1,000 times, or I've done so many videos, but then I have to realize that sometimes people, everyone's human and things need to be explained. And I'm like that sometimes, so apologies if I'm impatient sometimes, guys, but I am human and I do work hard and I love what I do, but it's stressful at times. And, but yeah, maybe I need to re-explain things. So yeah, and that's another thing that we worked on today on the program, that, none of us are perfect. There's times when, you be decent and apologize and you try and be more patient with people. But sometimes you got to assert yourself and say, look, I've said that already. So, yeah, I had many of these issues. I had all the same issues that my clients do, which is why I can help them to overcome them or work through them and improve them. I think that's another challenging thing for me as well. That I love coaching in person. That's my favorite, and I do a lot of coaching, one-on-one, group coaching, like today, public talks. So when I come on the live stream, sometimes I'm not with you guys in person. So sometimes when you're asking me a question, sometimes there's a breakdown in communication between both of us because it's a written text. Whereas if you're in person with me, it's different, isn't it? It's easier. You can read body language. I can be more patient. So I'm also learning to try and be more patient with the technology, which can be challenging. But on a positive note, we do the best we can. Well, I guess that's a matter of opinions in regards to toxic shame and social anxiety being treated in the same way and healed. For me personally, obviously every teacher's got their own method, and I've got my method that helps to overcome that. And that's taking a lot of action. But some people might disagree, and they're going to have their approach. And that's another thing that you learn over time. I'm going to say this to anyone: look, at the end of the day, you're going to get different opinions from different teachers and coaches, and that's fine. Personally, as someone, to be smart, take what works for you. So look, there's many things I teach and I know they work, but some of them might not work for some of you. That's fine. So you don't need to take that bit. Take the bits that work and learn. I'm sure you guys do it anyway. Learn from other people, and that's what smart people do. That's what anyone with intelligence. But I'm gonna fully stand by what I teach because I know it works. Providing people are willing to work hard and be patient and put the time in. Yeah, the good thing about teaching and doing these programs and these streams is I get a lot of new ideas on different videos that I'm going to do around confidence, social anxiety, social skills. You guys can also let me know as well what are the most areas that you struggle in. One of the things I've noticed that from coach and especially doing group programs, I've observed that a lot of people, they panic when it goes quiet, when it goes silent. They feel awkward and they feel like they need to come up with something to say. And I used to have that. And do you know how I overcome that again? I overcome that by constantly putting myself in that situation, because I used to have a tremendous fear too of it going silent if it was between me and another person or a group. And how I got over that was by, well, running a business helped me a lot, going out and coaching people from all around the world. So, excuse me, it's also developing conversation skills so that if it does go silent, number one, you can work on breathing and relaxing and not panicking because if you panic because you panic, you make it worse. So if it goes silent and you feel awkward or self-conscious, then you've got to sort of pick yourself up and go, hang on a minute. Okay, I'm aware that I'm feeling like this, but relax. Don't make it worse. It's not life and death. Compose yourself. When you're in a group of people, it takes two to tango or a group, so other people can say their part. And learn how to pick the conversation up. Same way I do on these live streams. And you can do that by asking a question. I can ask you guys a question if, for example, now I can ask you, do you enjoy traveling? What's the what's the best place that you've traveled to, or when's the last time that you traveled? A basic question that you guys can, answer to and keep the conversation going. So it's two skills, isn't it? It's learning to not freak out and panic, and sometimes just enjoy the silence. I quite like silences. Um, I like silences when there's been a lot of conversation, and it's like over the weekend today, we had some great, honest, deep, um, confidence coaching conversations where really interesting stuff where everyone was honest and open. So after doing that for an hour, 2 hours, and having a coffee, it's nice to have some silence just to relax and debrief and reflect, and just to have a little bit of space and breathing space. So silence can be good, but a lot of people in our culture have been taught, oh my god, it's gone silent. I'm going to be caught out. It's awkward. I need to say something, but sometimes you don't need to say anything. You've got to get more comfortable with silence in your own, with yourself, in your own body, and people will feel that. Or if you're in a situation, it happens to me quite a lot if I'm doing groups where I'm in a group of people and it goes quiet and I can feel that everyone's uncomfortable, they're awkward. So I've got social skills and experience, and I will learn how to make the group feel comfortable by picking the conversation up and, starting a conversation topic which makes people feel good, makes people feel positive, and it makes them feel safe, comfortable. And that's another skill which you develop through time and practice. Yeah, if you practice it, Brent, you'll get much better at it. But like I said, my challenge as a coach and on this platform is to get as many of you as I can, if not all of you, to come outside the house and go to social events and practice this in real life with people, because that's the only way you're really going to improve. By the way, have you guys got any questions that you want to ask me? Um, Feel free to ask me some questions. As I said, I'm just processing a great weekend. I'm going to change the subject for a second. You guys can bring me back onto subject. I'm going to talk about. Well, first of all, I really appreciate the support on the fitness transformation I've been doing. The support you guys have been giving me on Instagram, on YouTube, and just clients I've been meeting in person, and it's been going great. And it's one of my big goals for this channel. To First of all, I wanted to get myself in shape. I wanted to lose weight and show the proof of my weight loss and my new dietary habits, and then put it up on the channel. I'm still going through the transformation. It's been amazing, life changing. I've enjoyed it. And then inspire and motivate any of you or anybody who wants to, not forcing people, who wants to start exercising more and improving their diet. Now, coming back to the subject, I often get the question, I get this question quite a lot when people sign up to my paid coaching and they book coaching in advance, or they book a weekend program, or they book a 6 weeks program, or a session online. People will often say to me, like we book a session and it's in a week in advance. People will say, is there any homework that I can do, Jonathan, before I do the coaching with you? And a lot of times I say to people, no, that you don't need to, there's no specific homework you need to do. Just show up on time with the good attitude that you've got and just be willing to enjoy it and learn. And I'll do the rest. I'll do my job. We'll make great progress. But actually, there is some homework that you can do. There are quite a few things that you can do to prepare you for going into new social situations so that you do better, you feel more confident around people. And I can't think and I can't tell you a better way than exercising and getting yourself in shape and fit and improving your diet. Now, I don't want people to go to the extreme and think, well, does that mean I've got to have a six pack before I go and socialize? Of course not. That would be ridiculous. That's extreme. Or does it mean I've got to be the fittest man on the planet in order to go and meet someone? It's like, no, you don't. The premise around what I'm saying, or the principle, is if you exercise regularly, you're going to feel good about yourself. If you improve your diet, you're going to feel amazing. And therefore, you're already got an advantage. You already have some confidence and self-esteem going into social situations. Does that make sense? David Ruiz, what are some good types social events to go to work on this? Well, I don't know where you're living, David. If it's, I think you said, is it the States? Because you can come to my events, but I don't know if you can't make it and you're in America. I would go online on Google and write in events, social events, and there's a platform called Meetup. I don't know if that runs in America or where you're from, and go to an event. So if you just go online and write in events, social events, meetups, you'll find them. But yeah, if you can come to mine, that would be great. Yeah, you're welcome, Brent, man. You're welcome. Yeah, the whole thing around diet and fitness, I'm incorporating it now in my coaching for those people that want it. So people that do my 1 year social anxiety program who want to improve their whole life in every area, um, I can teach that mindset because obviously I taught myself it and succeeded with it. Now I implement it in my coaching. That's another personal reason why I changed my diet, guys, and lost weight because I want to be a better coach. I want to give more value to my clients and improve the coaching and the teaching. You can only really do that by improving yourself. So that was one of my motivations, you guys, because no, I didn't have to get in shape. I'm still a really good teacher. I've got great results, but for me, it wasn't acceptable anymore to not be fit and to keep eating an unhealthy diet. So I love it. It's a passion of mine. And excuse me, quite a few of the clients I'm coaching at the moment, they're exercising and improving their diet and they're getting great results and they're more confident in social situations. So yeah, your social anxiety will start to decrease if you get in shape, if you exercise regularly and you eat a healthier diet, you have less anxiety. There's no doubt about it. But obviously, you can't just go gym and eat healthy and then not go and socialize. You still have to go and push yourself and meet people and talk. But the training and the fitness will improve mental health, especially for men. I am going to talk more about it on the channel. I've got lots of content coming. I said the channel is kind of going in a new direction of self improvement, confidence, social anxiety, fitness, dieting, public speaking, business, many of those things. A thing I've learned lately as well, which I'm going to make a video on, is a lot of my clients who initially struggle with social anxiety, one of the biggest struggles they have is the negative thinking, the negative thoughts and emotions. And that can be very difficult for them to overcome without the help of a coach. Because when you don't have someone to speak to and get these um, negative thoughts out, it can be overwhelming on your own. And then you don't really have someone who's positive that can help you to become positive. So that's important. And that's why I say things that are really good for getting out of a negative place permanently and also overcoming certain limiting negative beliefs and thoughts that you might have had for years that you continue to have is getting a mentor, a coach, because the effects of having a positive mentor in your life is life changing. That's why I said before, all successful people at some point invest in coaches or a mentor, whether that's Muhammad Ali had a trainer, Mike Tyson had a mentor, Les Brown had a mentor, I had a mentor. Some of you have got me as a mentor. You've done my pay programs or online. You need a mentor. Everybody needs a mentor. No one can do it all on their own. No one is that strong. And that helps you to get into a positive place because sometimes a negative person needs a positive person in their life. And that positive person can give them the support, the strength that they can't give to themselves right now until eventually they can give it to themselves. So a positive person can help a negative person become positive, and then you've got two positive people, and so on and so forth. Really important. And I'm going to go into that more in videos and things like that. But like I said, through the process of taking action, building momentum, setting the right goals, doing courses, going to meet up groups, being more social with family, pushing yourself, learning social skills, these all transform your negative thinking into positive thinking. So effectively, negativity can be very, very healthy and good if a person uses the negative to transform it into a positive. So let me give you guys a concrete example. I know that might help you. So let's say, for example, someone goes through a breakup and it's obviously very hard. It's hard for anyone to break up and they're heartbroken and they're in a very negative place. Now, that's very negative and traumatic, don't get me wrong. But if they use that as motivation to go out and better themselves, they can get a positive relationship again. They can get a better one. They can change their whole life in every area if they're willing to put that work in and use the pain and the negativity and the self-doubt and the low self-esteem as fuel motivation. So negativity is good when you use it as fuel. But when negativity is very bad and toxic to you and everyone around you is when you don't use it. If you don't use it, it's going to use you. It is going to turn against you and it's going to bring you down and make you suffer every single day. And then your whole outlook on life can be negative. Your emotions become negative, your thoughts, your beliefs, and and you can ruin all your relationships like that. So that's something that I've seen over time that I've been able to help many clients with who have been stuck in a negative place to begin with and then end up getting into such a positive place. And you see that if you look in the world at positive examples, you see many people that have done that in their life. I'm sure that at certain points you guys have done it. Maybe some of you haven't done it for a while, and this is a reminder. So any negativity that you've got, and we've all got negativity, you can use it and you can go and do good of it, and you can help other people and you can help yourself. But yeah, just to call out the obvious, lots of people that have come and done my weekend program or the 6-week program have said to me that it was just too difficult being on their own, being at home, overthinking, getting depressed, getting paranoid, getting down, feel like being around people because they didn't feel confident. They felt so much anxiety. And they realized that at a certain point, that is not a good place to be. And that's the place that I wouldn't want anyone to be in, which is why I teach, I share my story, constantly tell the truth about how to improve this. And that's what motivated and prompt them to face the fear and do a weekend program with me, make that investment, make that financial investment when emotional, and it changes their life. They tell me, I'm so glad I've done this. I've heard it again and again. Clients have said to me that, I took your program and 8 months later, I got a girlfriend, I got a long-term relationship, and my confidence, I got a job, my career improved. I love it. It's amazing. So it's kind of trying to inspire more people that they can do it. But you've really got to take that first step, because before anybody helps you, if you don't help yourself and communicate and ask for help and do a program and invest, then obviously nothing's going to change. If not, it's going to get worse. So just some concrete tips for anyone out there, especially if they're new to the channel. And, some of the terminology, people might not understand these words like taking action, building momentum, accountability. They might be a bit too, I don't know. So let me simplify it. How can I make this even more simple for anyone out there who's struggling with being awkward and anxious and down? You've got to push yourself. You've got to talk to people on days where you don't feel like it. You've got to get up. You've got to take a shower, clean the apartment, go to the gym, eat healthy, Speak to your mum, speak to your dad, communicate with your family, speak to a friend, go to a group, make that effort, make a little bit of effort and things will start to go in your favor. Um, yeah, I'm not afraid to say it. I believe in God. I don't push my faith on people. I believe God really helps us when we take the first step forward, or the universe helps us, or the goodness of other people, or luck, serendipity comes into play when we step forward and be courageous. And I always say courage is rewarded. It always is rewarded. Consistent courage is how you get great results. Any other questions, guys? Please fire ahead. We are coming to the end. I'm going to eat my meal, and I've got the second day tomorrow teaching on the program. Really looking forward to that. So I need to get a bit of rest, eat, watch a bit of boxing. But I've got to say, bearing in mind, I've got a lot of energy. I've rested well this week, and the guys were so great to work with. It wasn't any stress at all. I absolutely loved it. Looking forward to tomorrow. As I said, it's a shame you guys couldn't have joined us, but that's how it goes sometimes. Come to on the next program in April, or come on the live streams, follow the videos, etc., and get down to some groups in your local area. You'll be so pleased that you did it. What's my views on depression? There are two schools of thought. Number one is push through it and overcome it. Mine's both. I like applying both. I'm a big believer in it is important to have compassion, because when someone's very depressed, it is hard for them. So there's a balance, but I also believe in mental toughness, toughing it out, pushing forward. So a combination of both. You could say that kind of are kind of generalizing that motherly kind of approach. Your mum loving you and comforting you, but also the father. The masculine telling you, "Hey, man, got to push through this, man. We got to toughen up. We got to face it." So I find the combination of both works the best for me, and because it works the best for people. But obviously, some people are different. Some people, the whole tough love approach doesn't work. It doesn't work for them. They're too sensitive. They need more of the second one you said. But generally, I'm from the school of the combination of the two. I kind of believe in the masculine and the feminine, giving you both. I think you can take things out to extreme. And then obviously, there are different severities of depression. Everybody gets a certain amount of depression, but some people have severe depression where it is almost unbearable, and they need support. They need extra help. So that's my view on it. But I will say this: I'm going to speak from my own experience with overcoming severe depression in 2017. What helped me was getting support, asking for help from professionals, but more importantly, setting goals for myself. And those goals were get fit, get in shape, get fit, eat a healthy diet, and live my purpose. Those things got me out of depression. I don't see why I'm confident they'll work for anyone who's got depression. So get some support and help, however you do that, family, friends, professionals, or a coach. No, I don't do those videos anymore. Go to the gym, exercise. It's been proven it works. I find that the best exercises I found for depression I split them up into three: boxing, swimming, and bodybuilding or weightlifting. They're amazing. Or going for a run. They just put they look. I don't care how depressed you are, what you're going through. I mean, I do care, but what I mean is, if you go and do an intense workout for an hour or 2 hours in the gym, you're going to feel a lot better. It might not take away all your depression, but let's say your depression is 100%, it is like full volume. If you go and do a workout for an hour and a half of boxing, you'll be 50% less depressed than how you were at the start. But again, I'm going to do another video on that coming up. But again, depression is, negativity as well, and depression can be very positive if you use it. Again, all successful people, all of them pretty much, myself included, they've used depression to create a successful, happy, meaningful, purposeful life. If you listen to them and you listen to the podcast and you hear my story, that's what I did. So there's no reason why anyone listening to this stream today or on this channel or anywhere around the world, whoever they are, can't do the same. You can do it. But if you don't take action in life, nothing's going to change. Your social anxiety won't go away. You won't build unshakable confidence. Your finances won't improve. Your fitness, you need action. You can't just read books. You can't just watch YouTube videos. It's not going to work. It might make you feel better you have to go to the gym and do physical training. You've got to take action on your diet. You can't just, look at salad or read books on healthy eating and expect to be healthy. You've got to eat healthy food, right? So you've got to take action on what you're eating if you want to improve your diet. Same with, finding the right relationship or making friends. You've got to get out there and communicate and talk to people, take action. So taking action is what heals these traumas and pains and anxieties. But obviously to do that, it takes courage, which everybody's got an infinite amount. But to access courage and apply it, you've got to face your fears. You've got to come outside your comfort zone. By the way, I just want to say as well, man, I really appreciate everyone who supports my channel, the message, the live streams, the videos, the Instagram posts, everything. I really appreciate it. I love it. And you may not realize, guys, because I know people forget, that you're helping other people. I'm helping you. You're letting me help you. You're helping me. You're helping the next person in the stream. You're helping so many other people through having the courage to open up about your struggles and to work on them and improve, socialize. And you just never know. You don't know who you're going to meet. You might meet your best friend on this live stream, or you might come to one of my weekend programs, meet someone on the program. So you just don't know what's going to happen. If you keep doing good, great things come from it. By the way, as well, guys, right? Only if you want to, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm going to be updating some pictures of from the weekend program. The guys were kind; they let me take pictures, so you can just get a little bit of an insight. See a picture of us on my Instagram. You can get a lot of value on this because I post up tips, my diet plans, some of my training. There's lots of things you can learn from my Instagram, how to gain confidence. Some of my travels, pretty much most of the stuff is really genuine, pure. Some of my little workout clips. So it will help you, it will give you ideas. And even you might want to build your own Instagram. So my Instagram, let me write it here actually. Confidence, sorry. Okay. That's my Instagram page, Confidence Coach Jonathan. So if you go to that, you'll find me. I should be. I'm gonna be. I'm gonna finish. We got this last day of the weekend program tomorrow. That will finish in the evening about 6. So I'm. I might head to the gym tomorrow, or probably gonna have a rest go Monday. So I'm looking to do a live stream tomorrow, guys, at around 8 p.m., 9 p.m. So if you've enjoyed the stream and you can make it tomorrow, come on the stream tomorrow. I'll be on answering questions. We'll continue from this. I'll update you guys on the progress of the weekend program, and you can keep learning and growing. And like I said, I am working on being more patient. Some people, it takes them time. They need a bit more time to get the courage to do a program or to go out and meet people. So if you're at a stage at the moment where you just feel too overwhelmed and you need a bit more time, then stick with the free videos and the live streams. Keep getting the support from everyone and me and the teaching until, you feel more ready. Now, those of you that would like to work with me and do some personal coaching, I offer long-term coaching for social anxiety, confidence, social skills. I do short-term programs. So if you want to inquire, just send me an email and I will get back to you within the next 24 to 48 hours. And then we can go from there. Sorry, I'll just give you my email. And I can tell you about dates of future programs or one-on-one. Everyone's different. Some people like working one-on-one with me. Some people like doing the group program. So it's not just them on their own with the coaching, there's a group. So whatever you prefer. Some people want to work with me in person. I personally prefer in person. I think you get more confidence, more growth, but online can also work. I've helped a lot of people on the Zoom coaching with accountability, goal setting. So I've helped a lot of people from the States, Canada, America, Germany. I've mentored them over Zoom, and I've helped them to overcome their social anxiety through the conversations, the motivation, the goal setting, etc. So it is possible to do it that way for people that can't make coaching in person, because I'm based in England, London, UK. So you've got information on that. And those of you who are new to the channel, if you enjoy it and you're getting value and confidence, I appreciate it. I'll be grateful if you could subscribe to the channel, because we're trying to grow the platform now. I've decided I do want to grow it, help more people. Can't grow it without the help and support of you guys. And if you're getting value, hit that subscribe button, because I do it sometimes. I watch channels and I love the people. I get a lot of value. And I sometimes forget to hit subscribe. And I think I should subscribe, support their channel, like, share, tell a friend about the channel if they're interested. If they're not interested, don't tell them, obviously. So, yeah, I appreciate the newcomers, people that have been following me for a long time. And I'm looking forward to the next live stream, guys. Another good session. Thanks for coming on. And I should be on tomorrow in the evening, and we should go a bit longer. All right. So I'll speak to you guys soon, and have a great time, man. Good night.